Hello everyone and welcome back to GreatMovieFan's YouTube channel. I'm Luke and tonight I am bringing you instead of a science fiction double feature, I'm bringing you a suspenseful thriller double feature. Yes, just this past week I saw two very good suspenseful thriller movies that are currently in theaters, and that is The Accountant and The Girl on the Train. And I wanted to make one big video for both of these movies because they do actually have quite a lot in common. I have my notes here, and the first thing that I actually want to talk about with these movies is that they are both suffering from critics versus audiences, because while audiences are enjoying these films, critics are not. The Accountant currently has a 51% average on Rotten Tomatoes, while The Girl on the Train has a 43%, which is pretty unfortunate. But I thoroughly enjoyed both of these movies. As I said, they are suspenseful thrillers. The Accountant is more of a suspenseful action thriller, and The Girl on the Train is more of a suspenseful mystery thriller. And I think that both of them are so beautifully well directed. The cinematography is stunning, the screenplay is written so well, and the plots keep you engaged and genuinely surprised me with both of their twist endings. And full disclosure, spoilers ahead for both of these movies. So I'm actually going to start with The Accountant, because I saw that one first. And I have to say, after seeing this movie, it's just further proof that Ben Affleck really and truly is on a roll. With Argo, Gone Girl, and Batman v Superman, and now this, it just goes to show you what an amazing, talented person he is, both in front of and behind the camera. I'm very excited for his upcoming movie, Live by Night, which is a 1920s gangster film coming out in January. He wrote, directed, and is starring in that movie. He didn't write The Accountant, but he is front and center here. And he gives a really amazing, incredible performance for someone who is playing a character with autism. It really, the way that he encaptured the movement of the character and the mannerisms and the way that he spoke and his idiosyncrasies was so beautiful, down to the tiniest of details. He and the child actor who plays him in the flashback sequences are absolutely incredible. And the child actor actually looks like Ben Affleck with the glasses on, which is really interesting. And like I said, he gives an incredible performance. He is, and after seeing this movie, if you see The Accountant, it will just be further proof that we desperately need a Batman solo movie with Ben Affleck in the lead, because he was so incredible in this. Next up is J.K. Simmons and Cynthia Adita Robinson, who are basically the two detectives that are looking for this accountant. And they were incredible in their performances. Specifically, Cynthia, she was amazing. Every time she was on screen, you were just fixated on her. She plays this detective who has a bad past, so she wants to be able to prove herself and redeem herself by solving this case. And my favorite actress currently working in Hollywood, and one of my favorite actresses of all time, Anna Kendrick, in this movie. She is so fantastic as the comic relief character, playing off of Ben Affleck's character, but she disappears after the end of the second act and doesn't reappear until the very end of the movie, and that was really disappointing. Because the way that the film is played up is that you think that it's Anna and Ben Affleck together, but no, he basically saves her from getting killed by these people that want to assassinate him and Anna for finding out that one of the executives of this huge robotics company has been illegally embezzling money. And when they find out that the two of them both know, John Lithgow's character sends an assassin to kill both of them. But of course, Ben Affleck saves Anna and takes her to safety, and then basically just leaves her in a hotel room and then takes care of the business at the end of the movie. Which brings me to John Bernthal, who plays the mysterious assassin, and twist, he turns out to be Ben Affleck's brother. who is extremely bitter and upset for Ben Affleck basically driving their mother away when they were children because of his extreme case of autism that he has. It was too painful on his mother, and she basically left and went off and had another family. And the brother was always bitter against Ben Affleck's character. And the twist in the third act is that we find out that this mysterious assassin is his brother. Which made the ending a little bit dissatisfying because they basically fought, then they forgave each other. Ben Affleck shot John Lithgow's character in the head, and then he's like, and then his brother's like, should I look you up sometime? He's like, I'll find you. And then he basically escapes again. He's on the run again, and he gives Anna Kendrick this very expensive painting, and the movie's over. So the ending was a little bit dissatisfying, but the action sequences throughout the whole movie really kept me engaged. Now let's move on to The Girl on the Train, which was such a different movie because here's a very interesting framing device. We have our three leading ladies telling this story from their three different perspectives. And you have Emily Blunt, Rebecca Ferguson, and Haley Bennett as Rachel, Anna, and Megan, respectively, in their roles. And each and every one of them was so perfect in their parts. Emily plays this alcoholic woman who can't get over the fact that her husband cheated on her with this other woman and then divorced her, got married to this woman and had a baby, and they're still living in the same house that she did with her husband. Just 2 years previously, she was with her husband, and now she's divorced and alcoholic and miserable. And she was such a star in this role. It's such a departure from the other roles I've seen Emily Blunt play, and it was really, really beautiful. It was an incredible performance because the way that the film is written and edited and directed, edited, written, and Emily's performance is that you really don't know if you can trust Rachel. Because she's an alcoholic and she has blackouts, you think that from minute one that she's the guilty party and probably doesn't remember what happened that night in the tunnel. But her performance is astounding to watch. So is Rebecca Ferguson. She played a very, very good job at playing this paranoid, neurotic wife who hates her current husband's ex-wife, but also is terrified that he is being unfaithful at the same time. And her acting was so fantastic and just point perfect. And we'll talk about the twist ending when we get closer to that in the review, but she was amazing in her performance. As was Haley Bennett as Megan. You would think, based on the trailers, that she basically just plays this blonde eye candy who disappears. But there were so many hidden layers to her performance and why she is the way that she is. She's so miserable and she's so unhappy in her life. And you actually go to great lengths to peeling back the layers of what's wrong with this woman. She wants to be happy. She wants to be able to have a family, but because of what happened to her in the past and her current relationship with Luke Evans' character Scott and confiding in her therapist, you just find so much more hidden depths to this character. And when you discover that she was in fact murdered, it really breaks your heart that we don't get to see more. But because it's film, we can go to flashbacks and we discover more and more and more about her character. Which brings me to Luke Evans as her husband, Scott, who basically plays this sexaholic, dominating douchebag who you think for a long time could possibly be the guilty party. Because the way that the movie is written is that at first you think that it's Rachel, then you think it's the husband, then you think it's the therapist, who's played by Edgar Ramirez as Dr. Kamal, and he did a fantastic job. As I said, the way that it's written is that you think it's you go Rachel, then Scott, then the therapist, then back to Scott, then back to Rachel, and then spoiler alert, here's the big twist ending. It was Tom, Anna's current husband, Rachel's ex-husband the whole time, because Haley Bennett's character Megan was their nanny for their baby, and he was having an affair with her. She got pregnant, and he murdered her in the woods. and it came out of nowhere, completely shocked me. Like I said, best twist ending in the third act that I've ever seen in a movie before, and the killer was literally hiding in plain sight. And his death at the very end of the movie was pretty gruesome. That corkscrew, ooh, it was awful. But if I were to give, so here's my overall. The Accountant is a must-see. I highly recommend that you go see it in theaters. Don't listen to the critics. It's a fantastic movie. I give it an A-. I think it's absolutely amazing. And so is The Girl on the Train. But if you don't want to, if you had to pick between these two, I would recommend seeing The Accountant first, then Girl on the Train. If you want to wait until streaming or Netflix, then you can rent it. I would give The Girl on the Train a B+. It's a lot more raunchy and sexual and a lot more inappropriate than The Accountant, but The Accountant has a lot more violence than Girl on the Train does. So that is my review for both of those two amazing films, the suspenseful thriller double feature. So thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. You can follow me on my social media, on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.